What's up, everybody? I'm Icy Cat, and welcome to the Siege Report, your weekly podcast for what's happening in Rainbow Six. We're going to let you know everything that's going down in the Siege community and what the new developments are this week. And here to introduce this week's guest is my co-host, Nukem Dukem.
Thanks, Icy Cat. So this week we had a lot of new information dropped today about the new Hong Kong teasers, as well as a new patch in the post-elite. Before we get into all that, I want to introduce our new guest to the show. He's one of the fastest growing Rainbow Six Siege influencer on the market. Just did a face reveal, and I want to welcome to the show Narcoleptic Nugget.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you recently did a face reveal. Like, was that hard for you? What was your reaction like? How do you plan it? What's your whole thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I dropped the face reveal, I think it was 2 days ago now, and that was extremely not tough to film, but it was a weird experience because I've never showed my face ever doing anything on YouTube. So it was different. It was different. Yeah.
So how was your fans' reaction when they first saw the man behind the person they love watching?
So pretty much 90% of my fans' reaction was, I did not expect that face for that voice. That's pretty much 90% of my comments. Yeah, they're just a whole thread of that. Just didn't expect it. I thought you'd be this. I thought you'd be that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, no worries. I had the same thing on my channel when I did an initial face reveal. Everybody's like, oh my god, you're 40 years old? We thought you were 20. In fact, there's probably people that, even though I've said that 10 times, are probably going to be surprised hearing that just now. But it's definitely when you reveal to the community who you are, or what you look like, and how old you are, or anything like that, they tend to kind of just blow their minds.
Yeah.
But you've had a really fast growing channel. What's that been like for you, as just coming up as a content creator and seeing this kind of growth?
Man, it's been it's a surreal experience, honestly. I only started doing YouTube seriously about just over a year ago, and it's just been crazy. I think we've jumped over 100,000 subs. I've almost doubled my channel in the last 30 days, and I don't know how to explain. I'm really appreciative, and it's just a crazy experience that so many people are entertained and just appreciate the content that I put out. There's not much else to say about it. It's just crazy. It's honestly crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the huge dream come trues. I can't believe that's happening.
Yeah.
Quick question. What were you doing before you decided to do Siege and make this your career? And where did you come up with your name? And when did you make that decision?
Yeah, so before I started doing Siege, it actually wasn't that much that I did on YouTube before that. My first video was a FIFA montage on PS4. Just made it with the old PS4, the built-in editor. And then after that, the only videos that I really made were Rust videos. So I used to play survival games, and that's kind of how I entered YouTube. That's how I got here. And then I made a few Rust videos. It was fun, kind of the random interactions that you get with that kind of stuff. And then Siege dropped, and we played, my friends and I don't know if you're familiar with my friends from the channel, but Dills and I played the beta for Siege. And from there, I just absolutely loved it. I was just wow, there's so much you can do in this game. And I just can't wait for it to drop. And then the rest of my friends bought it, and that's the end of story right there.
So where did you come up with your name, and did you have a job before this, or or you doing something else?
Yeah, so I've had a bunch of previous jobs. I used to bartend, I used to be a server, I used to do all that stuff, but I've actually been a student. So this past year, I did my first year of dental school, and I'm actually I'm still in dental school, so I'm going into second year. And so I still have 3 more years of dental school to go, and I haven't made this full time yet. This is my full time for the summer. I'm fortunate for that I didn't have to get another job. But coming up for the school year, I'm actually going to do both. So
wow, that's hardcore doing both of this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Okay. Is it? Do you ever feel you want to lean toward be more of a content creator at all, or you just felt I always want to do dental work? I like eating food. I have to clean myself up.
Yeah, it's tough, honestly. Obviously content creating is my dream, right? I get to play the games that I want, I get to make videos that I want, and then that's it. But I did work so hard to get into school that I've been on the fence. I want to finish school, and at the moment that's what's going to happen. I'm going to finish school and do YouTube at the same time, and then we'll just see what happens from there. Yeah, so my name, a lot of people ask about it on Twitch. Honestly, I don't really know where it came from. I just like don't really sleep much, and because of that, I tend to fall asleep in weird places, like at my desk or weird things like that. So I always like joked about, oh, maybe I have narcolepsy, and then Nugget just came from, I don't know. So I eat a lot. I don't know. Just like
it's good alliteration anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
People like it. So
Icy Cat used to be Heisenberg from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. So we've had a lot of things that have been going on in the community this week. Some new developments and some things like that. And obviously, at least as of the date of the recording of this video, some of the biggest things we've had is that we've had some teases come in regards to the new map, Theme Park. So we had a teaser image that was released, and we also got a chance to see the map blueprints for the theme park. It's a two-story building with a roof on top with giant skylights and things like that.
Right.
And a basement.
So there's a basement you can select, but it does nothing. Right. There's clearly not actually a basement there. But so I mean, with this new map coming out, like, first of all, I guess, what do you think as a player in the game that this might kind of bring to it if you've had a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I don't know as like a lot about it, but I do know like the basics and the layout and that kind of stuff, and I'm honestly like just really excited about it. Like, there's so much you can do with a theme park. Like, there's just so much you can, like, from rides to hide behind to like, I don't know how to explain it. Obviously we don't know a ton, but like I'm just excited for it. What do you guys think about it?
I'm really excited because first I have to admit I was worried.
Yeah.
You saw the theme park thing came out. It was released like back in the first phase of the technical tester when somebody leaked a picture of the map in the rotation list. Yeah. And the first thing that came to my mind was like theme park. Silly bright colors, cartoony things going on, clown posters and like just weird like Call of Duty, super silly stuff. But then when I saw what the map actually looked like today, it's abandoned, it's gritty, it's worn out. It almost looks like maybe it's like a haunted house or something that's within the theme park. And so we still don't know. It could be a little corny in some aspects because it is a theme park, but it's like it's run down. It's a dive. Yeah. And that's cool.
No, I was just gonna say I really like that look. Like you were saying, I was kind of expecting like a coastline type bright colors, like loud music and stuff like that. But I like that route that they went. Kind of like everything is more dull. Probably gonna be creepy music, and I don't know. I think it's a good.
Today is Wednesday, August 9th. Just in case they release more teases, and when this video comes later, we're like, why didn't we talk about those new teases? So
right.
People know when this recording happened. I was actually okay if it was bright or dull. It's fine with me. But I knew when I first thought theme park, I thought like open area, and like there's not much cover. And then I was like, that wouldn't make sense because Ibiza. I probably said it wrong. Someone's gonna get triggered. Ibiza, and I thought it was more like favela, where like you have the carnival, the theme park look to it, and then like you infiltrate like a building or a Disney resort style to it. So far, I'm actually really excited to see what has it. It has Ferris wheels, has carousel. So we'll see what it is. I want to know the history behind it because like. In Red Crow as well as in Velvet Shell, it's bright. It's like something just happened and it got cleared out and now you have to rush in. So why are we attacking and defending this like run-down amusement park? So that's what I'm interested in.
Okay, so
you don't ask those logical questions.
Oh, okay. It doesn't work for this game.
So real quick, I just have something I want to say about that. Ever since the first DLC map came out, now I'm going to take you back here, if you guys actually remember this. Season 1, when the Black Ice DLC came out and they released the teaser image for that, you had the image of the prow of the boat in the ice, and then you had the silhouettes of Frost and Buck walking up to it, and they were like really small on the screen, but they were like walking up to this boat. And it made me wonder, just like you said, why are they there? What's going on? What's the situation here that's happening? And unfortunately, because it's just a PvP-focused game, you never really get any of those elements. But I've always desperately wanted like some backstory, some reason, like what's going on here. Because you're right, you see situations like this. Why are we in this creepy, abandoned, neglected theme park? What's happened here? Like I do wish, as much as I love the PvP elements of the game, that there was just a little bit more backfill for the story of why this map exists, other than just like that's what they decided to make.
Well, they did tease us a little bit in Red Crow. It's like, oh, there's some mafia party going on and something bad happened and there's blood and stuff and then people evacuate and now you have to fight. But yeah, there's not that much info on it. But going on to the teaser picture, it says theme park I don't want. It's either Cantonese or Chinese or Mandarin. I'm not sure which one because I know people in Hong Kong prefers Cantonese. But there was this image on the top right. It looks like some anime chibi thing. I don't know if you guys know what that is or anything.
I don't know exactly what it is, but if you do look closely, it almost looks like, and there's parts of it that are stripped away with the peeling paint, right? So you can't make it all out entirely. But it looks like it may be like a little girl or something like that with some hair. And in the hair, you can see like a little skull, what are they, like a barrette or something like that in her hair to pin her hair back. And so then with the skull motif there, that's kind of the element of like, oh, maybe this is really actually a haunted house kind of a thing. So
I thought I saw the letters HK on the white part. I don't know if I was looking in too much for that, but be interesting. Interesting. So
I have a question for you guys about the DLC.
Yeah.
I heard from because I'm trying to stay up to date on this stuff, but I just heard from my Twitch chat that we're getting 3 operators and not 2. I know that might be old news, but how come they're dropping the 3rd one with this update?
Newcomb, you want to take that one?
Sure. So, since Operation Help, where Rainbow Six Siege decided to take a whole season off to work on the game, better servers, one matchmaking, and all this stuff, they realized they don't have time to work on the Polish map, but they still have the Polish operators in base. So they said, since we can't have a full season for Poland, we're going to do one extra operator for Polish for Hong Kong, and the other one will be in season 4 for South Korea.
Makes sense. Okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. What are your thoughts on having 3 operators in one season? It could be 2 attackers or 2 defenders and 1 attacker.
I know, we don't even know yet. Honestly, just throw them in there. Break the meta right now because there's a I mean, I'm saying that not as a pro player, so they're probably maybe they have different opinions, but not as a pro player, I'm just you know what? Let's throw everything in there. Obviously, the main thing is Operation Health, getting everything working and stuff like that. But beyond that, more content, go for it.
Yeah. Speaking of Operation Health, there was a new patch that just got released today, patch 2.2.2, and I'll let Isaac Cat tell you all the nitty-gritty that came out in that patch today.
Yeah, 2.2 came out today, and we got a lot of stuff that was going on with that. I mean, nothing really new content-wise except for the Pulse Elite skin that came with that. But I think one of the controversial things is that we are getting the server implementation, the new server systems happening now, but also transitioning into season 3. So it's kind of like having this bleed over into the next season. And that's one thing that has a lot of people really upset. It's okay, we got one-step matchmaking and alpha packs, but the big thing, the servers, it's still bleeding into the next season even. So, I mean, what do you think about that as somebody that's, makes your living playing this game and you kind of live and die by hit reg? What do you think?
It's kind of disappointing, you know what I mean? Obviously I want everything to be fully fixed, but they're trying, I guess. I don't know. I like the fact that they fixed the vaulting one. That was a big one. Although today I had a weird instance where it didn't change. I was playing this morning and they jumped over and they were only looking slightly to the right when they shot 90 degrees. So I think they're still fixing out the bugs, but I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. You can help me out here.
Yeah, well, actually, no, you're right. They introduced this new vaulting animation where if you jump through a window and let's say you're turning, it actually should show that they're turning and looking at you, because before then, you see someone vault and you're shooting at them, somehow you died. On their screen, it was different, so this was more consistency of what both players saw when jumping through, vaulting through a window or through a door. But today they launched the patch, and there was actually issues with the patch where they had to patch the patch in order to make the game work. On PlayStation 4, they said estimate downtime 30 minutes. So I downloaded the patch 1.34, and after half an hour, the server was supposed to go up, and it didn't work. So then after 5 minutes later, the new patch came out, and then you had to download that extra patch, and then you read the patch notes, it says fix issue for connectivity to server, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a patch because we can't connect to the server now. And then the Xbox patch came out, and that fixed, and that worked fine, and the PS4, the one that started first, didn't work. And but the thing is, once you first logged in, you were greeted with a invitational charm if you didn't even go to it. SMG11 no longer can be used for an ACOG. You can't have ACOG sights on that anymore. So it's like a lot of old stuff that are happened. Right. So and then you didn't have the Post Elite skin, but that came out today. But they did that patch where they release a patch and then the Elite skins comes out later. But the biggest thing that's exciting is the Valcke Cam Fix, where you can no longer cheat with Valcke glitches on Bank. Yeah. And there's other stuff like what other fixes do they do? I see.
I mean, there was just a whole bunch of, they go through their list of their little, they call it their bug fix sprint is what they call it. So they break down, like they did further refinements to Hibana, where they said, when they did the big fix to her in the last patch, that there was more to come yet. So this is apparently the more to come, hopefully all. And we saw some other things where certain there was like some things that affected nitrocells not causing damage properly if they landed on a certain surface, or I think they took care of like that shield vaulting glitch on Canal where you could actually shoot above the window and hit them down below. And so they took care of a few things like that. It's just a wide variety of bug fixes.
Did they fix the infinite health dock glitch or invincible?
No, and that's an interesting one. That one, and there's also the Valkyrie bank glitch is also now somebody found a way to do it on the house map. So that's not fixed, and the dock.
And we already love house where it is.
Right.
More lovable.
And a lot of people are really upset about that. They're like, "Oh, Operation Health," again, kind of a thing. But what people need to understand is the bank glitch is something that was known about well enough in advance that Ubisoft was able to develop a way of dealing with that. They bug fixed it, they problem solved it, they implemented it, they submitted it to Sony and Microsoft certification for testing, got it put through, and it's in the patch. Now, these other two for House and for the Dock Infinite Health came up too close to when the updates went out, so it wasn't able to be included. They know about it, they're working on it, and I imagine when we get the Hong Kong DLC that it will be part of that probably.
Yeah. So it's not Ubisoft's fault, it's your guys' fault for cheating in the game. With that being said, in your videos, I see a lot of high rank play. Does that affect you at all? All these glitches, or is it just part of fun? Because you had so much humor with you and your friends when you play, but it's also like high skill level as well.
Yeah, I guess that kind of goes with the same patch stuff. So it's like it does affect me, but at the same time it doesn't. Like, do you know what I mean? Like people have used the Valkyrie glitch against me, and yes, it's like really annoying. But then, sometimes maybe I'll just make a funny video about it. Most of my videos are a mix, as you said, of like, I guess kind of high-level play. I'm not diamond this season or anything like that, but kind of high-level play and like just entertaining content. It's like whatever my friends are doing, we just kind of go with it. Sometimes it kind of hurts our ranks to kind of do these little challenge rounds where someone will suggest something like handguns only or something like that, and then we'll just go with it in like a ranked game. Sometimes it's like 4-4 and I'm like, please don't, can we not? And then just like, no, we have to do it, so we just go with it. And yeah.
I think one I saw, sorry, I see. I think one I saw you plugged in a controller. Was that you who plugged in a controller for round one?
Yeah. So that was one of the challenge rounds. It was just like, we use our PS4 controllers. My friends come up with some of the weirdest ideas, but we just run with it. Okay. we just have fun with it. Yeah.
Another thing that's been happening in the community this week too is we've seen some growth in the game as far as the development team is concerned. So the community manager, Epi, who has kind of achieved like legendary status as far as just community management is concerned with his popularity with the community.
Lucky Alpac drawing.
Right. Has been promoted to a community developer position. So he's going from the community manager offices in North Carolina up to the Montreal dev team. So we will now have, at this time anyway, 3 comm devs, and originally there was only 1. So we've got 3 comm devs on Rainbow Six, and now we're getting, we knew this already, but Matt Chacha is coming over from the Division community manager to become the Rainbow community manager to replace Epi. So we're seeing the community development side of Rainbow really grow, and I think that's probably preparing the way. I mean, we just had that article last week that was Siege is now up to 20 million for a player base, which is huge. Wow. It's great growth, and obviously they're paving the way for huge pro league and esports activity. So as somebody that's I mean, you're not a pro player, Nugget, but you're definitely a high skill player, and you make your living by playing the game. How do you feel like that is going to affect the future growth and infrastructure of the game to see that kind of groundwork being laid?
The development movement, you mean?
Yeah, just expanding the development support for the community.
I mean, it just shows how much more like support they're giving for their game, for their community and stuff like that. So it's obviously reassuring to me and to anyone. It doesn't have to be a pro player. I just think like it's reassuring that they're still, after all this time, like putting that much effort and even more effort into this game. Even though it came out, it doesn't feel like it came out so long ago, but it came out right like 2015. It's almost been like has it like it's just crazy. But I'm glad to see that they're still doing that kind of stuff. So it should be exciting for what they're gonna make, what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Like when Operation Health came out and it was announced, everyone thought the game was dead. All the player base was going to abandon. But it seems like it's still doing fine. And now that Ubisoft's like, let's throw more money into the game and develop the game. Is like this game is doing really well, and I think it shows you how unique Siege is. That the market has not seen this type of game in a while.
Yep.
Yeah, but. So with that being said, is there any cool ideas that you have that would like make the game better for you or be for fun?
Well, there's one question that kind of my friends and I always ask, and that's like, if you were to design like an attacker or an operator, like what do you think would be a good ability for them to have that's not like overpowered, that you would actually want to see in the game? Like, do you guys have any ideas of anything in particular that you would think of?
Attacker only, or either?
Attacker or defender, either one.
Okay. Well, I guess I have one for each. So for an attacker, I've always felt that the attacking team is a little lacking on intel. They have the drones, and you can position the drones everywhere, but let's be honest, drone hunting just wipes them all out pretty easily.
Yeah.
So one thing that I've always liked the idea of is maybe an operator who can hack into the defender's network somehow and gain control over their cameras, or maybe somebody that has some type of surveillance-based gadget. Maybe it's something more along the lines of Echo, where he has like one and only one device that he can use, or I'm not sure, but I feel like the attackers could use a little bit more intel.
Okay.
For defense, I have an idea of somebody that would have the ability to have 2 deployable walls that they could put up. So essentially, think of it like they would, like how you throw down a reinforcement on a trapdoor. And then you throw that switch, but instead of expanding it into a trapdoor, it's a hydraulic wall lift that raises to the height of one reinforcement panel, and you can place this. You can place this anywhere at 90-degree angles, so either one way or the other. But it would be bulletproof, but you could still affect it with Hibana or thermite charges. But what it would do, I mean, like imagine a situation like Cafe Dostoevsky, right? They go in the train room. What's the first thing people do? They blow out that window and try to get that angle peek into that room. Well, so what if I throw up a wall now that blocks that line of sight and it renders that angle completely useless? You have to find a new way to get that angle in there, to find another approach. Completely changes everything.
I can see that.
Okay.
Maybe only give him like 1 or 2 of these, because obviously you can't have him putting them up all over the place.
Yeah.
But
even 1 would be a huge. I think that would be okay for 1. Yeah.
Interesting. I can't conceptually visualize it until like I see it, or you should do like a little paint picture of me of it so I can actually visualize it. But for your attacker, I actually thought about that. What if there's like a watchdog type of guy where it can go to camera and hack the whole system, and then if your cameras are hacked where like the light is say red, it's like yellow, and defender is like, should I shoot out my own camera and do that?
That would change
but
stuff.
only that person can see on their phone like what they hacked, and no one else on the team can see the hacked cameras. So I thought that was interesting. For me, I was always thinking about like attacker that has a shield, a new shield operator, and then he or she has the ability, once go on site, can put it down and becomes a deployable shield, and gets rid of, and they're no longer carrying the shield, and they can pick up the shield whenever they want, and it'll be back on them.
That's a defender?
Attacker.
Attacker.
Oh, an attacker. Okay.
An attacker with a deployable shield and a regular shield.
Interesting. Now, one thing I want to preface with our ideas here is they would have to be play tested to make sure they weren't OP as hell.
Right.
I'm the first to acknowledge that like some of these ideas could break the game, and we would obviously need to trust the developers would make sure that didn't happen. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Go ahead.
And then lastly, for the defender, I would think about some type of automatic pinging system, like some type of sensor. You cross the sensor, it automatically puts a ping on them, like a jackal. It lasts on them for every 30 seconds, so every like 10 seconds it pulls you where they are. It's a passive.
Like you set it down as a defender kind of deal?
Yeah, you set it like a gadget somewhere. They cross in the zone, and it's just pings, pings the
it's like a motion sensor.
Yeah, it's a motion sensor.
Okay.
All right, what about you?
I like it. I don't have a defender one, really, but I am, like, adamant on this attacker one that actually my friend Ciata suggested. And it's just, all it is, honestly, is just an attacker who can barricade doors.
Okay.
And because it's, like, it would be so helpful on so many maps when you're pushing, especially as, if you're pushing by yourself, to be able to barricade behind you to at least give you, like, time to react if someone's coming up from behind. So I think it would, like, without breaking the game, I don't know if you guys think it might break the game, but I think it would give, like, the individual attackers pushing by themselves a lot better chance, and maybe make for more interesting, like, clutches and stuff like that. I don't know. But the one where I'm kind of visualizing it is on Oregon, when you're pushing from construction site as a solo player. If you can barricade the doors behind you or going up toward the tower, I feel like that would be interesting. I don't know, but that's my idea.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I always thought about that because before Claymores came out, I was like, attackers need a way to like have something behind their flank. What if the defender has to do what attacker has to do is break barricades to get in?
Yeah.
And I think about it, and I like that idea, but I just feel like it doesn't make sense for an attacker to have a barricade behind them.
True.
So I think that's why Claymore fits that role, but it's easy to get taken out too.
I suppose you could just have Monty stand in the doorway too and extend.
That too. That's
Monty,
always
you're back. You're no longer pushing. You just stand there and be a wall.
That's always a fun way to end the game.
Yeah, for that as well. But I actually want to go back to this Hong Kong thing. You may not be familiar with this, but I think Icy Cat, you're more familiar with this. Do you remember about the leaks they found in the TTS files of what weapons there are in the Hong Kong?
I can check it. I haven't had to look at that for months since that was originally going to come out, before Operation Hell.
Yeah.
I think there was, what was it, like a QB95 assault rifle? Assault
rifle, and then there was a SMG.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. I don't even remember. But with the QB95 assault rifle, I might even be saying it wrong. But that was pretty much I believe it was a 5.56 bullpup. So that would put it like on par with the L85, for instance.
Right. Because I was thinking, like, now that we had the Pulse Elite leak from TTS as well as a theme park leak, and they turned out to be true. Now I'm saying what if these weapons are true, because if you remember in the year 2 when they first presented and they showed the shadows of the operators behind the flags, and one of it looks like a sniper rifle. And I'm thinking, what if it could be a sniper rifle being added to the game, because in the book Rainbow Six, it talks about how terrorists took over an amusement park, and then the Team Rainbow had to come and save them, and there was this sniper battle. And if you look at the Blueprints map, it looks like there's a sniper tower inside a theme park. So I'm thinking, what do you guys think of having a sniper rifle being added into a game if they follow the book?
I think it's something that's going to happen, because, as you said, it was in that art. However, art is art, right? It doesn't necessarily represent the game. But if you remember back when Gloss got his Thermal Scope edition, in the developer blog that talked about the patch notes for that, they had a cartoon rendering that it was like a sketch. And we had one when Tachanka had his shield, and that's when we first saw Mira. There was a cartoon rendering of Tachanka and Mira, and then Mira did really wind up becoming a new operator added to the game. And likewise, they show Gloss working with a female sniper that was acting as his spotter, helping him develop his thermal scope, and that's why he got the modification. So if Mira became an actual operator, this female sniper could become that sniper.
Yeah, and the interesting about that storyline, that Grease that Grease person that helped Glass get thermal is actually from a previous Rainbow Six game, and is an actual real person in that game. So it's like a callback to fans of the Rainbow Six franchise.
Sure. Now that was a Greek operator, as you mentioned. However, you know, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody from one nationality was working in another's team. For instance, Ash is from Israel, yet she's part of the FBI. So just because this person was originally, you know, a Greek nationality doesn't mean that they may not be part of, for instance, the Polish team or the, you know, whatever. Right. It's a possibility. We've seen it before.
Yeah. What do you think about having the possible new sniper rifle in the game, Nugget?
That's tough, because Glaz is kind of like always like. Everyone's kind of wondering, you know, every patch, is Glaz too strong? Is Glaz too weak? Does he need a buff? Does he need to be nerfed? So when you bring a sniper into Siege, it's always tough to like it's always tough to like find out how to make them effective without them being overpowered. And I know that goes for everyone, but with snipers in Siege, it's always tough because like most of the game is close quarters. It's hard to make them viable options without buffing them too far, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Some people have suggested, what if it was a sniper on defense and they had a bolt-action sniper rifle? Now, I'm not here to say whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, but people have kind of thrown that out there as a way to balance, as bolt-action, so you don't have that rate of fire behind it. Yeah,
because if you're going to give the defenders a sniper rifle, I mean, I guess I started my Siege career making peak videos, so I know where people go with that. But if you turn it into bolt-action, you know, that could be kind of one fix, I guess. Yeah.
I'm just thinking Counter-Strike with the op right now. It's just like one person is just going to go around, just like boom, snipe through, and then just reloads and just picks people off. And then, that'll be like the new content out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
for sure.
Anyways, it's thank you so much, Nugget, for coming on to this week of the Siege report. And how can people find you if they want to look you up?
If they want to look me up, just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/Narcoleptic Nugget, or follow me on Twitch, Twitter, anything like that. You can find me. Just put up Narcoleptic Nugget in YouTube, you'll see it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, man. Congrats on all your
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
And thank you very much.
Of course. So if you guys feel free to tune into the next week of the Siege Report. You want to see your favorite content creators to come on here, feel free to contact them by any means and have them reach out to me, and we'll try to get them on the Siege Report. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.